Hello everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Welcome to Connect, Learn, and Grow with Janice. And today we are making a sock caterpillar. And that's a great way to use up your old socks that you can't find the match for anymore out of your dryer or washer. So let's get started. So things you will need. So you will definitely need a sock. And an adult sock does work better than a child's sock because a child's is so small. So I just have an ordinary sock here. You will need a paper towel roll. You may need one or two, depending on how many you want to make or how long you want them to be. You will need paint and or a marker, one or other, whichever works best for your age of child. You will need some kind of scraps like felt, paper, or this is foam to make a mouth. And then I've used pom-poms for eyes. If you don't have pom-poms, then you can just certainly use the scraps for that. You will also need scissors to cut your paper towel. And then some kind of a glue to close up your sock. And I've got a hot glue gun. Or you could use regular glue. Or you could use a needle and thread if you're any good with that. Okay, so we'll start by painting our paper towel roll because it does take a minute for it to dry. And so for younger children, I would leave the paper towel roll intact, not cut it up yet, and let them just paint on this. And so if you don't have many paper towel rolls, you might want to paint one end one color and one end the other so you have lots of different colors. Or maybe you're just making a green one and you're making a worm, whatever you want. And so it's just simply painting the roll however they want. And your child might choose to do a multicolor, so that could be what they decide is best for them, what they want their caterpillar to look at. And if your child doesn't know what a caterpillar looks like, you may have to bring up a picture off the internet because there really aren't any out at this time. But there will be certainly shortly. And maybe by the time this video is shown, why the caterpillars will be starting to come out already. Okay, so then you paint it like that. And then you leave it to dry. And once it's dry, so I painted the purple end earlier. Once it's dry, you simply cut it into little strips or rolls. And so you just cut around like that. And then you might want to even it off. If you're putting a lot of different colors on your sock, then you can make it skinnier rather than wider. So make it skinny like that, or you can make it wide like that. Whatever you would like to do. Okay, so then once you've got your paper towel, while it's drying even, you can have your child stuff the sock with newspaper. And I don't think we mentioned at the start that we need newspaper, but yes, we need newspaper. And of course you need newspaper down if you're painting on a surface. So to help your child stuff the newspaper, you might have to kind of gather your sock up like this and hold it open for them to stuff the newspaper in. And they'll love crumpling the newspaper and putting it in. We're not going to stuff it too full because it's just harder than to squish when you go to put the paper towel on. So you're just going to put it inside like so. So you have your sort of base for it. And remember, even if you do overstuff it, it's okay because you can just crunch it in it and then it will fit through the paper towel piece. Okay, so I've stuffed it a bit there, and I've kind of stuffed it to where the heel is, so just above the heel. And I've left the top open because that's going to be the head of our caterpillar. So there you have it. It's stuffed like that. And then you can choose what colors you want to put on. So whatever the child has painted. And then you just sort of squish the end and put it through the paper towel and then thread it on. And this is the great part because you can do all kinds of different colors. You can do a pattern for your older children, like, you know, red, yellow, green, whatever. That's a great way to learn your colors. You can also do alternate colors, like I did orange and black, so that it would make a woolly caterpillar, which they're most likely to see outside. And I did this with marker. And then I would, you know, afterwards, once I've made it, I would go out and try to find one of those caterpillars. And marker works just as well as paint. So whatever they want to do is okay. So then you put these pieces on. And usually about 4 or 5 pieces is the limit. For this kind of sock, you might have a bigger sock. You could also do a nylon, and in that case you would be doing lots of different colors, and it would be great for patterning for that older child. Okay, so I've put my colors on. Now, I'm going to stuff the head. So again, you get your child to fold up some newspaper into a ball and stuff that in the end of the sock where the head would be. And you can kind of form it a bit by squishing it and poking it and that kind of thing. And then once you've got your head on there, and I always like to overdo things, so a nice big head on the worm or caterpillar would be great. And then I just fold the end in and use my hot glue gun to stick it all together. And this is probably something that the adult should do as opposed to the child, just because it is hot glue. So I'm sort of folding it over and then giving it sort of a final, kind of like you would fold a gift, I guess. So it looks like that. Okay? I don't know if you can see that. Okay? And then we're going to cover that up with the mouth and the eyes. So I have a mouth of foam that I'm going to put on and kind of hide everything. And of course it's a happy face. I'm going to put that on. And then the eyes. And in this case I'm using the hot glue, which sticks really, really well. But if you're using the white glue, you may have to hold it a bit. And there's my face. So as you can see, it's relatively easy, and you can make lots of them depending on how many socks you have. I made an all green one, which would be a worm then. Maybe they prefer a worm to a caterpillar. I made one with all the colors of the rainbow so they can learn their colors. You know, so anything like that would work just great. So that is our sock caterpillar. So go and find all those old socks that you can't find a match for and use them up to a good use. Okay? Thanks for coming today. Bye.